Hey there, I'm Cori, and today's video will not be a physical yoga video. It's just me talking. So if you're not into that, feel free to skip it and check out another video. You literally have all of YouTube at your fingertips. But today I'll be talking about getting started as a yoga instructor because it's some questions that I get asked a lot by friends or friends of friends who are just finishing up a yoga teacher training or looking for jobs to get paid as a yoga instructor and finding themselves kind of lost as they've completed a 200-hour and are going out into the world. And I don't have a ton of experience teaching. I've been teaching for about 2 years now, but that's part of the reason why I wanted to make this video series while it's still fresh in my mind, because if I came back later with 10 years of experience, I might not remember as much about the process of getting started looking for a job. So I finished my teacher training from Dharma Yoga in 2016 in the spring, and I came out of it into a city like Austin where there are a lot of certified yoga teachers and it can be kind of hard to find a studio job. So my first tip to you is make sure you practice. Make sure you visit a lot of different studios, which will not only help you deepen your yoga practice, it also helps you meet people in the yoga community, get to know the owners of studios or people who are in charge of booking subs and instructors, and practice at them multiple times. Let them know who you are, say hello to people, become a part of that community. Tip number 2 is linked to tip number 1, and that is build relationships. Just to be transparent, before I taught yoga, I taught Pilates for 2 years in grad school, and the way I ended up getting that job was by telling the teacher I was interested in teaching Pilates. I got certified, and then she let me start mentoring with her. She would let me teach 10 minutes at the beginning of class, 10 minutes at the end of class, and eventually after a few months of that, she ended up having to take some time off for surgery, and I got to take over the job. A similar thing happened with me in yoga. I was working at an office and I started going to the yoga classes after work. I let the teacher know I was interested in teaching yoga there. He had been teaching yoga for a long time and he was super kind. He let me start helping out in his classes, just assisting at first. And then just like in Pilates, teaching 10 minutes before, 10 minutes at the end. Eventually we started alternating on and off. And then later when he was ready to move on from the office, I took over his job and I passed it along. When I was ready to move on, I passed it to another certified yoga instructor. So building relationships at the studios you go to is super important. It's very uncommon to just walk into a place, say that you want a sub, and they give you a job right on the spot without knowing who you are or anything about your practice. Maybe if you're like an Instagram celebrity, that happens. Hasn't happened for me yet. And then tip number 3 is to look in unexpected places for these yoga teaching opportunities. When I got certified, my yoga teacher training did say not to do the work for free, but I think at first that becomes kind of necessary for a lot of us. So starting out, I would volunteer to teach at community centers, apartment complexes. Some people teach in schools, and some of those can be paid, so ask around. I started teaching at 24-Hour Fitness in the beginning because I already had a relationship with people there. I'd been going there for a number of years, so they were quick to let me jump in and start subbing. And then once you get a subbing gig, it's usually likely that yoga teachers are moving around a lot. We are very transient, so usually a teaching opportunity opens up not too long after that. Tip number 4 is always be prepared. And I mean always be prepared to audition. When I got the job here at Treehouse Yoga, where I'm filming today, I stopped by after class. I had been coming here for about a year. I asked one of the teachers if they were interested in hiring subs, and she said yes. We were getting out our calendars to kind of arrange a date to audition, and she said, well, I'm the person who does the audition, so can you just do it now? Because we couldn't agree on a time to meet. And luckily, I had been teaching to my friends a little bit before that, teaching at the place where I worked. So I had a sequence ready, and we had just auditioned right there on the spot. So have something prepared, have like a little 10 to 20 minute sequence that you can pull out, and be ready for anything. Tip number 5, my last tip for today, is don't get discouraged. You can make a list of all the studios in your town or in your city, email them all, visit them all, keep asking. Sometimes you won't hear anything back. I've sent plenty of emails where I haven't heard a single word back. But if you keep knocking on doors, keep reaching out to people, build those relationships, let them know you're certified and you're looking for a teaching job, chances are that one of them will eventually say yes. I know I've reached out to studios where initially they said no, they weren't interested in hiring anyone at the moment. They came back to me like a month later. I didn't even think they would remember who I was, and they would ask me to audition. So don't give up on yourself. If it's meant to happen, it will, and I believe it will for you. So just to review, get out there, start practicing yoga in as many different places as you can. Build those relationships, meet people, introduce yourself, get the email address of who's ever in charge of maintaining the sub list, and let them know you're a certified instructor and you're looking for a job. Look for teaching opportunities in unexpected places. Keep your eyes open, keep your mind open, and volunteer wherever you can. Always be ready to audition. Practice your teaching, practice on your friends, your family members, make videos of yourself and post it on the internet. And last of all, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your teaching practice. Even if you hear no 10 times, 100 times, keep asking, keep looking in different places. If it's meant to happen, it will. And once one opportunity springs up, they'll keep coming after that. So don't give up, keep going. Thank you for watching. Namaste.